2, 1. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Smartest Guy in the Room, a podcast where if you're not the smartest guy in the room, then get the hell out and go find a place where you can be the smartest guy in the room. Today, we have a special guest outside of myself, Jerry Dempsey, Matt Otis, John Matthew Smith. We have another Smith who is not related to any other Smiths other than the one in the room with us. His name is Joseph 3. Joe, say hi.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
It's my
Glad
brother.
to have you.
It's my brother. He's also the writer and performer of our theme song.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
That he featuring his then small, but not so small anymore, daughter, my niece, Abby.
I think she was 3 when we did that.
Wow.
Does she still find owls to be creepy?
I'm gonna say yes. We haven't talked about it recently, but she's like finds everything creepy. She's scared of butterflies, so I'm guessing she's terrified of owls.
Well, I always, ever since that commercial where the owl eats the fucking blow pop, the Charms blow pop, and he smugly goes, oh, it only takes 3 bites to get to the center. I've just written owls off as pretentious assholes myself.
So let me tell you about creepy animals, because I'll tell you how I started my day today. So my mother-in-law used to live with us, and she had 2 pugs, and they're the creepiest little dogs in the planet. And one of them died about a year and a half ago after it grew this like cow udder that it was lugging around our house for a while. We put that dog down. And in the last month, the remaining pug has been dying. And my wife was going away for a couple days this week. And before she left, she comes up to me and she's like mouthing these words to me. And I'm like, what are you saying? And she's like, keeps mouthing these words to me. And I'm like, we're the only ones who live here. Why are you mouthing the words? And she's like, I'm trying to let you know that I left a bag underneath the desk in case anything happens to Flynn. Put the dog in the bag and then put it in our garage. And she's like, I don't want him to hear me. I'm like, okay. All right. So like, he's only going to die if you give him the idea. Right. So anyway, so she goes away. And this dog it's just been laying there on my floor for like 3 days. And I've been like, I have to carry it out of the house for it to go to the bathroom. And every time I carry it, my other dog attacks us because she thinks we're playing. And so today I wake up and this poor thing is laying in a position that is just unnatural. So I'm like, oh God, I got this dead dog now in my house. So I go to get the bag and it's one of those clear comforter bags that says Eurosham on the side of it, and my wife stuck a greeting card in it with a picture of pugs. Like I'm gonna confuse the bag with other body bags in my house, you know?
Yep.
So I'm not really sure if the dog is dead or not, but I'm like an inch away from it, screaming its name, and the dog's not moving, and I'm nudging it, and then nothing's happening, and I pick it up, and it's fucking stiff as shit, right? So I put it in this bag and I wrap it in a sheet, and then I'm like, well, what if the dog isn't dead, like fully dead? If I seal this bag, I'm gonna suffocate this dog, and then I'm a dog murderer because, you know, I'm like Jack Kevorkian. You can't like kill something just while it's dying. So I call my wife and I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I think it's dead, but I'm not sure. And she's like, well, just zip the bag up, but leave the dog's head sticking out of it and carry it downstairs. So I'm walking through the house with this dog in a Eurosham bag with its head hanging out. And it's downstairs right now. And I'll go check on it after the show, but I don't know, man.
That's a great way to kick off your Saturday morning.
Okay, it can only get better because there's no other empty body bags in my house. So
Yeah. Good one. I had no follow-up for that.
Nope. It's been a regular Saturday here.
Hey, Joe, where do you live?
I live in Laurel, Maryland. It's like halfway in between DC and Baltimore.
Right on. God's country, huh?
Well, I don't know. If God is mad at us, sure.
That's a
I
good
just
answer.
found out, Jerry, that you live in North Carolina. I didn't know that. I thought you were still in the Buffalo area.
Oh no, I've lived here twice. I lived here in the late '90s. Then I shipped off to California. Then I lived in Jersey for a little while in Hoboken. Then I got married, and my wife and I moved back to North. Her time first. But we live right near Raleigh in they call it the Research Triangle area.
Right.
So Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill.
Yep, I've
Pretty
been.
sweet. We like it.
Yeah. But I saw your post on Instagram the other day with your family painting your back porch.
Oh yeah.
And there's like cows and stuff in the background. And I'm like, I'm like, does Jerry live in East Aurora? What's going on? Like, and then Lisa's like, no. Lisa's my wife. She's like, no, he lives in North Carolina. I'm like, how do you know? So we had a long discussion about where you live.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, a lot of people, it's been growing for a long time. But the good news is there's a ton of land out here, and there's just a lot of small communities. But for now, we love it.
So Jerry, tell me about your vest.
All right, so I guess we're going to kick off our theme today, folks, and that is, what is it, Matt? Remind me again.
Well, it's our pet peeves about clothing in men, and it was spawned actually by an article my brother read about certain types of men who refuse to wear shorts. Joe, why don't you take it from here? Because Joe and I started talking about
You mean
guys'
refuse to wear
shorts.
pants, don't you? I don't mean to correct you.
What's that?
You said refuse to wear shorts.
Yeah, they only wear pants, right, Joe?
Oh.
Well, okay, so yeah, this is what this article said, that there's like a group of guys who just like given up on shorts because they don't think, basically they think shorts are for little kids. Like when you're a juvenile, you wear shorts. When you're an adult, you wear pants, right? But I've actually been thinking about this for a super long time because for some reason I got it in my head, I'm getting up there in years, closing in on half a century. And I started like, I don't know when exactly, but I started thinking like, maybe I just should go outside in public in shorts anymore. I'm not talking about like if you're like working out or if you're mowing the lawn or something like that. I'm talking about like going out to eat or just going out in public, maybe like shorts are just the thing that I shouldn't do anymore. And I don't know where I got this idea. Like it just sort of absorbed it from like the zeitgeist or whatever. And then I was talking with my friend Brian, who lives in Singapore, and he had the same thought. Like we hadn't discussed it, but like he just blurted it out while we were texting one day. And then so I've been like thinking about this periodically. And then I started looking into it, just like, where am I getting this idea from? And there's this whole like universe of like fashion articles about like people who either are totally in on shorts and like can't understand why cargo shorts are like this, thing that gets picked on all the time, or the opposite, people who won't wear shorts because they just think shorts are stupid. And then for me, it gets into this whole huge issue about the fashion world in general. Like, who are these people who decide what we wear, and why does everybody be like, okay, they said we can't wear this anymore, or we got to look like this now, so we're going to look like this. Like, I've always wondered about that.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, Joe.
That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because, well, I've always had that thought too. Like, who are the people that decide? Like, now with women, high-waisted jeans are back in with women, and these were the same jeans 20 years ago that everyone mocked on women, calling them mom jeans. And they're no different. They're not designed any differently now. They're just brought back and they're just marketed differently. And I always think, and like if you go to like at Christmas time, if you go shopping for someone, every store has the same exact thing. And I always wonder, like, who's the person? Is there some desk somewhere like Fashion Central that decides across the board, like, okay, this is back in now. So then every store on the planet carries the same thing for a while. But when Joe brought up the idea of this show on regarding shorts, it struck a chord with me because shorts and guys, it's been like a thing with me too. But where I come from on it is there seems to be this population of men who, after weighing a certain point, after weighing a certain amount, I don't know if it's 250 and above or what, these are the guys that no matter what the weather is like, and I live up north, they just never wear pants.
Right.
You know, and it could be 80 degrees out, it could be 20 degrees out. They're always wearing shorts. And I assume it's because they're heavy and they're uncomfortable, but to me it makes me nuts because it's like, and I'm not against shorts. I wear shorts like when it's seasonally appropriate, but those guys make me nuts because I'm just like, they're telling the world they've fucking given up.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of those people, and it transcends genders for sure. Yeah. I mean, I traced my heritage back. Now, I wore suits for a long time as a corporate sycophant that I was. Um, and at one point, after I kind of went into quasi-retirement in 2018, I mean, I wear a lot of sweatpants, and I have some sweatpants. I'll tell you flat out, um, one pair in particular, I call them my flying pants because I like to wear them when I'm flying. I like to be comfortable, Matt. But I mean, these sweatpants are about $80. So I mean, I don't. You guys don't. It doesn't sound like you're coming from a place of judgment, other than to say, and this is where I agree. If you can wear it and it looks good, and you're not too horrible to look at from other people, then I say, wear a fucking muumuu if you want, right? I mean, I don't care personally. But when I see like somebody with their ass hanging out in Target, and their belly, and I can see their belly protruding from the shirt, and they're, it's like a midriff, but not the kind you imagine when you're fantasizing. That's the kind of shit, and I see the cargo pants that I don't even know how they're staying on, the fat bastard. I'm like, dude, his problem isn't the shorts he's wearing. No offense. You get my point?
Yeah, I get your point, but it's when it's the shorts combined with like the 30 degrees where it just a signal to me that you've given up. And I guess you can give up. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's just so I think I am coming from a place of judgment. But
well, again, that's those are the people that need to go with, like, remember when Homer Simpson tried to gain 300 pounds so he could go on disability? Remember that one?
Yeah, my brother's
one of my favorite Simpsons ever.
My brother's a Simpsons.
Yeah.
Expert,
and he wore the muumuu. It's just like, if you're gonna give up, then at least be fucking comfortable. And again, you don't have to be aesthetically pleasing to other humans, but at least don't try to fucking gross us out. I guess it's a request. It's an ask. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to look at you. And hopefully if I'm in Target, I'm going to get the hell out of there soon enough so I don't have to keep seeing you. But we go to Sam's Club, and I hate to say, sound like an asshole, but these are the places that I see these kinds of people. I don't see them at the gym. I see good-looking people at the gym. That's why I go to the gym. All right. I'm going to just take this opportunity to speak of my vest. And, if you're listening to a podcast on Apple or Spotify or one of them, make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Just go to the Google and hit Otis and Demps. You will find us. And we have some pretty good video. But I'm wearing a North Face thermoball vest. And I'm really proud of this vest, Matt, because I've never, and I'm a snowboarder, skier for like the last 30 years. And, I spent a lot of time in Lake Tahoe and Colorado skiing. But I'm definitely not one of those pretentious Aspen types. So get that out of your head right away. But way back in the day, and I think I was with that Brian Frawley guy that we all know. We were drinking at a ski resort in Lake Tahoe, and there was like 3 or 4 guys we didn't know that were all wearing vests with no shirts on. Now, I at least have a fucking shirt on, but like when you see people walking around with a vest and no shirt, I gotta tell you, it makes me want to punch them in the face.
I've
So
never
I'm just
seen
leave
that.
it there.
Have you seen that, Joe? I've never seen that.
I have seen that. So I go to this metal festival every year. Well, when they have it, they haven't had.
That's a
it
good
for
place
years.
to see this type.
It's called Maryland Death Fest, and it's like extreme underground metal. It's like 3 days. I don't go for the whole 3 days, but anyway, there's a lot of like, it gets people from literally all over the world come to this, and a lot of them are like European metal guys, and like they're either like super big guys, like not muscular big, just big beefy guys, or rail thin, and they all wear vests with no shirts, like metal vests, you know, like some are like leather, some are denim, and they got patches all over them and studs and stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, it's like, and I don't see how like a leather vest with no shirt on in like 80-degree weather, how is that even remotely comfortable? Like, I just don't understand it. Like a great,
I don't know. And I'll take it.
Jesus.
I'll take it one step further. I used to have a customer was the CEO of this business that I sold to, and he, interesting, fun guy, nice guy, older gentleman, but he was known for wearing sweater vests all the fucking time. And I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know, countless jokes, and just there's something like you talk about like kids wearing. When I think of sweater vests, I think of something you wear when you're a fucking little kid to get your class picture taken in. I don't think that's something you wear as a corporate exec, or definitely not a chief executive officer where you're wearing a sweater vest and you're walking around bragging about how the fact you bought it at Costco for like $9.99. There's just certain I mean, I don't know if we're going into fashion faux pas, but I feel like we're on the brink of something like that.
Well, I just don't get any kind of vest. I own a down vest and I never wear it because I'm like, what?
Without a shirt?
Get it? It doesn't keep my arms warm, and I don't get it. But I just want to go revisit the shorts issue again because, Joe, you're not, obese or anything like that. So are you afraid of offending people?
What?
Are you afraid of offending people with your legs, or I don't get it.
No, I actually
you live in an area that's really hot.
Yeah, no, like I want to be clear. I'm not going to stop wearing shorts, but like what puzzles me about this whole thing is like that I'm thinking about it. Like, where did this idea come from in my head that like, hey, when you reach a certain point in your life, you should probably wear shorts less. Like, and and I've noticed, even with you, I've noticed that when people reach a certain age, and it's usually like somewhere around 50, they do a shift and they start maybe dressing a little better. I've seen it. You in that sport coat you trot out all the time.
Oh, well, we'll get into that because that fits into the conversation.
Well, right, but it's like aside from you, like my brother-in-law, like he used to dress pretty similar to me, and I've noticed, like we've never discussed this, but I've noticed like he's like stepped it up and like he looks better, just generally like more put together. You know what I mean? And I've just noticed like this shift in people when they get to a certain age.
So we're talking.
I don't know if I feel it in myself, but I don't know if I'm gonna like pull on that cord. Like I might just stick with the.
I mean, is it a question of the legs looking spindly or weird? Because guys are notorious for having skinny, especially Irish guys. I don't know if you know this, have skinny legs, and like my dad, had this huge, like he swallowed a couple of basketballs, but he had like skinny legs, and the rest of him was skinny. He just had a giant stomach. So maybe it's the legs aren't appealing. I don't know.
I mean, you get that way if you eat a lot and drink a lot and don't exercise. So I mean, but going, someone we're talking about pet peeves a little bit, I guess, with guys in clothes. Someone told me that me wearing a sports coat with jeans was their pet peeve. And it's not something I started doing to dress better. What I hate the feeling of having stuff in my pants pockets. So we have on Fridays at work, we have dress down day. And I always wear like a t-shirt and jeans, but I don't have anywhere to put my phone. I'm a writer, so I always carry like a little notebook, my car keys, a pen. And I just found throwing a sports coat on with my jeans, my t-shirt, it was like functional. It was like kind of like being a kangaroo. I had pockets to put shit in. And because I just
About
hate
fanny
the
pack.
feeling,
You don't
I
get a
hate
fanny
the feeling
pack?
of everything in my pants pockets. So I mean, I kind of approach it from it's functional, and I like the convenience of. Plus, it goes with jeans. But I always I'll wear like a concert T-shirt, but I'll have a sports coat on over it.
Yeah.
So I do it for a kind of a functional reason, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, I wear
Writer. It
sports
looks like something a writer would wear, right? So
I wear sports coats to that metal festival I go to offset the guys with the vests.
Do you wear shorts?
Yes, shorts and a sport coat and boots.
Well, the other I was reading that article you sent me, Joe, about these guys who are called, never shorts guys, and no matter how hot it is, they wear pants. And I was thinking, like, a lot of jeans now are made with that flex material.
Right.
You wear jeans in the summer now. It's like wearing a fucking pair of rubber pants. So I mean,
Wait, what about cutoff jean shorts? You wear those?
No.
Those are universally panned. That's what I can tell you from my shorts research.
Even at your angry metal, I would imagine you'd see a few sets.
No,
of
they're
those.
probably there. I really haven't looked.
Unless you're a sexy girl in the Dukes of Hazzards, you should never wear cutoff jeans shorts.
No, we see them. I see them probably because I'm south of the Mason-Dixon line.
That's absolutely why
We see the Daisy Dukes, and more often on guys that it's traumatic a little bit. I'm not, and I'm dead serious. I wish I was making a joke.
That's awful. I'll tell you the shorts I hate. And if I see you wear them, I don't care if you save animals or feed poor children. I hate your guts. If you have a pair of salmon colored like Docker shorts or Izod shorts, that salmon color, I just want to punch you in the face.
What about a belt with a whale, like whales on it?
Yeah.
Company.
Oh my God. Combine that with salmon shorts. I want to set you on fire.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you.
I have to, you know what? You definitely get points for that.
Yeah.
Because
and that is a judgment. I'm a judgment.
Well, I mean, okay, so if you don't want to wear shorts, that's fine. But I don't get the people who just like where you were kind of going with that. If you're like working somewhere where it's like super hot and just like wearing pants like is punishing, I don't know why you would do that. Like, for example, when in like 2018 when I was having my little freak out and I left my job and started working at all those other weird jobs. I did furniture refinishing for a while. So I used to work in this warehouse with these guys repairing and refinishing furniture. And the guy who owned the business wore like a black t-shirt and jeans and boots every single day. And it got like 90 degrees in the warehouse, like during the summer. And like there was like air conditioning, but it didn't work. And, it was just punishing to be in there. And like, the one day I asked this guy, I'm like, why do you wear pants all the time? Aren't you dying in those things? And like, he just had some like stoic answer about like not wanting to wear shorts and like it was a work environment, so you should wear jeans. And like, I thought it was total bullshit. But like, he was probably one of those never shorts guys and he didn't even know it.
When I was younger, I did landscaping for a few years. And it's funny now that we're talking about this. Remember those jams? Those like Hawaiian shorts that were like. So my brother Paul and I would wear those type of shorts are like, what we call board shorts nowadays. And our boss, who's only like maybe 40 years old at the time, always wore jeans. And I mean, we're out in the sun working our tails off, sweating like pigs. And he used to yell at us for wearing shorts and said we didn't look professional. And I could not wear jeans and do that type of outside labor. Like, and we used to do things where our legs would get cut up from like pine trees and just like, I'd have cuts and stuff all over my legs. But I didn't seem to care because it was just the freer, like even now I wear shorts almost all the time, mostly gym shorts. But again, they look nice, and I'm not disgusting huge blob, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I mean, the freedom, I would wear shorts and t-shirts all the time, 24/7, if I can get away with it. I'll rest my case on that to the jury.
Yeah, I wear shorts in this, like, again, I live up north, so but once the weather turns a certain temperature here, I dress like a 50-year-old skateboarder, basically. Just shorts, t-shirt, and like flat sneakers. But yeah, I like shorts. So I'm retiring next year from my position that I work in now, and I hope I find a job where I could wear shorts. What do you think of that?
Oh, well.
Well, here's my question for both of you. Why the hell can't pro golfers wear shorts on the tour? Because these are the things that keep me up at night. It's like made up, the made up patriarchy really drives me up the wall.
They don't wear shorts? I thought I've seen golfers in shorts. Am I?
On the LPGA, baby, they're wearing like skirts and stuff. I don't think pro golfers can wear shorts.
You're probably right. I don't know. Well, a golf course is like, some of them you got to wear like sport coats and stuff when you're hanging out or at them, or right? Like they probably have dress codes.
Yeah.
Golfers are the kind of people who wear salmon shorts, so I don't really care about them.
They also wear vests too.
They wear what?
Vests. They wear like a lot of those corporate vests, to make yourself look cool.
Do they wear them without shirts?
Like JP Morgan logo on it, so like it kind of speaks to your authority or, your upper crustness, we'll say. Yeah. I don't know.
Fuck them.
I think it's all part of the, just trying to keep the little man down.
Yeah. I hear you there.
Well, I think that's what all these fashion rules are ultimately. Like, I honestly do this. So, when they have like those big like fashion shows and like just the fashions are absolutely ridiculous, like stuff that nobody would ever wear in a million years. I don't know if they're like concept clothes, like concept cars or whatever, but right. I actually have pictures of some of those, the most ridiculous things I can find on my phone. And when I need to laugh, I look at them because I think they're just so absolutely ridiculous. And like, I also like to troll like, fashion reporters on Twitter when they talk about this crap.
Jesus, fashion reporters and entertainment reporters.
I'm telling you, if you need a laugh, just search ridiculous fashion.
That's a good one.
And I guarantee you'll laugh your ass off.
Hey, that Simpsons episode where Homer got really obese, who speaks the line in that episode that says, "I wash myself with a rag on a stick"?
That's Bart when he's having a vision.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Bart. Yeah. I love that line.
That's the best part.
Every time I feel fat, I always say that. Wash myself with a rag on a stick.
That's a good memory.
So did we tackle this topic?
I don't think so, but it was a good discussion nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear shorts. Not salmon shorts, though.
Right.
I mean, I say, and that's one thing, too. I'll just close with living bi-coastal as I have. The West Coast people are just more free, and they embrace that idea of just being freaky more. I noticed when I moved back east, especially in New Jersey, the traditional, like all the stuff you walk around, like all the rules that are baked into your psyche affect you. And I just remember when I lived in California, like it's almost like you can't be weird enough, or there's like a competition to fucking be weird. Whereas on the East Coast, there's, it's more like you're more living within a certain parameter of rules. That's why like the shorts thing comes to play. Because there's just something, like, when you see bad grammar, and I'm no English major, I think both of you guys were, but I still can spot it like a mile away. And again, I'm no professor or grammar Nazi. But I can read a sentence and go, what is, like, my brain just says something's wrong with that. They're not using that word right, or could be a misspelling. So take that idea and just apply it to, there is something about the traditionalism on the East Coast, something that's kind of baked into our brains that say, I see a man in shorts, that doesn't compute. So I'll leave you guys with that.
Before we go, Joe, are you drinking a tall boy?
Yeah, what is that?
No, I have I didn't know like how long this was going to go, so I didn't want to like leave during our discussion to go grab another cup of coffee. So this is my giant travel mug that's full
I thought
of
it was a tall boy. I'm like, there you go. Start early.
It holds like 2 cups of coffee.
Well, Joe, you've been the smartest guy in the room.
Woo!
And if we could still say things that are socially offensive, that's like being the tallest midget. So good for you.
Yeah, I
Wash myself.
I think I should share about that.
Stick.
I've listened to most of your other podcasts, so I don't know if I want to be the smartest guy in the room.
No, you run for the hills, buddy. Good seeing you again, Otis. Enjoy your day, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
Stay free.
Bye, guys.